Okay. I'm getting tired of y'all. All right. I'm getting tired and sick of y'all because there are so many people telling me that Jeremy Sochan is trash. Jeremy Sochan is garbage. Jeremy Sochan should be traded, that he's not worth anything. It's absolutely insane. Now, let me go ahead and I'll get all the negativity out the way, okay? Because people also say, like, I'm just so biased when it comes to Jeremy, okay? Maybe, possibly, because I like him as a player. I don't know if you heard that. That was my, oh, crap. I can't say that was my Lexa. Okay, cool. It worked. I didn't put the A in there. I don't know what that was. But yeah, there's so many people telling me all this stuff about Sochan and just saying how bad he is and blah, blah, blah. Let me go ahead and say all the negatives, okay? We'll say the negatives about Sochan, okay? Let me say it, all right? And I'm going to be so brave by saying this, okay? Where's my cat? She sleeps somewhere. I don't know. I think she's in the living room. Let me say this, okay? Jeremy Sochan is a bad point guard. Whoa, what? He's a bad point guard? Whoa! Isn't that mind-blowing? That Sochan isn't a good point guard? Whoa! Yeah, he's a bad point guard. So what? Yeah, he's a bad point guard. All right? So I will throw that out there. Obviously, he's not a good point guard. And I'll triple down on this, okay? The San Antonio Spurs don't have a great point guard. The best one they have is Trey Jones, and Trey Jones isn't a elite passer by any means. He isn't an elite facilitator like a lot of Spurs fans want you to believe. That's not true. He's not. We don't have one. And after this game, and it's several games as well, but after this game, I think that the most skilled passer that the San Antonio Spurs have right now, ironically, is the guy that we want to get the ball the most. Victor Wembanyama is probably the most skilled passer we have. And that's sad. But that is no fault of anybody, really. Because the San Antonio Spurs, they did they drafted a guy that was supposed to be a combo guard that had pretty good passing skills, and he turned out to be Joshua Primo. Oh, thanks for the super chat, IFL. So yeah, he turned out to be Josh Primo. So let me say that Sochan is not a great point guard. Now, Wemby a point guard, might as well. Now, with that being said, I think that I understand the issue with Sochan, okay? After talking to my boy Swish, we actually talked about this, and he brought up a really good point in which I knew this, but then he actually brought up like actual clips to back it up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. So we all know, like, this is no big brain take here, that Sochan isn't accustomed to running point guard, okay? But the reason why I think Sochan struggles so often, so you guys, I'm going to talk to the chat directly, okay? Because I'm not going to just talk and you guys just, talk over me. I don't know. Just ignore me, okay? So I'm talking to you directly, okay? Have you noticed that Jeremy Sochan, almost every pass that he makes is around the perimeter? Like, directly across from him, but it's usually around the perimeter. Did you notice that? Like, he rarely makes any passes in the paint. Have you noticed that? That's everyone though? Well, yeah, but yeah. Yes? Okay. All right, yeah, that happens continuously, right? Like over and over and over again. Well, if you actually look at Jeremy Sochan and the role that he had last season, the reason for that is because when he's in the paint, that's what he's looking for, right? He's continuously looking for his shooters. He's continuously looking for who's open around the perimeter. And he's trying to adjust that into a point guard role, but he's still doing the same thing. And that's what makes it look so bad. I don't think that Sochan's actively avoiding Wemby. I think by the point in which he finally finds Wemby, it's too late. I think that's the bigger issue. Like, even if, hold on, we can actually go to a specific occasion, because this is one that kind of went viral a little bit. So take a look at this. This playing, oh my goodness, I'm blocking it. I am literally in the way. I am so sorry. Hold on, let's Gosh, why are these things not together? Why am I not together? Hold on. No, we this is important, so we need to see this. Okay, I'm moving. Look, I'm moving. I'm on the move. Okay, all right, okay. So even in this play, look at where Jeremy Sochan's eyes are. Okay, right here. Even where his body is, he is looking for his player around the perimeter off of the pick, right? He was actually looking for Wemby to go around the perimeter. You can kind of see that. So once Wemby cuts in, he's still looking around the perimeter. Now at this point, now he's looking at Wemby. Actually, no, he's still not looking at Wemby. He's still looking at the perimeter. But by the time he cuts in, it's too late. It's too late. He didn't find him. And then he takes a terrible shot on DeRozan, a contested shot, which he makes it sometimes, but it's terrible. But this is a continuous occurrence. He does this all the time. He's continuously looking at the perimeter. He's continually looking for the perimeter shot. Yeah, he's bad. It's bad. It is bad. But it makes sense. It makes complete sense. Like, because Sochan, that's what he's accustomed to doing. He's a post playmaker. And when he's in the post, and if you go back and you look at all of his games last season, that's what he did. He's continuously looking for players in the perimeter. And right here, he was looking for Wemby. He wasn't expecting this. He was expecting a perimeter shot. And by this point, he's looking again. He's not even looking at Wemby. Like, look, he's not even looking at Wemby. He's looking at the perimeter. Hopefully, maybe even waiting for Devin Vassell to come out. And by this point, it's too late. By the time he sees Wemby, too late. Right there, it's too late. Way too late. It's way too late. And that's not just a problem with Sochan. It has been a problem with our team as a whole. But with Sochan in particular, where he's the one that gets called out for it all the time, there is a reason for it. And I think that that's a good explanation for it. This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's not good. I'm not sitting here trying to make an argument for this is good or this is okay. It's not. But at the same time, I think that this speaks more towards the fact that the Spurs will need a legitimate point guard in the offseason, and not the fact that, Sochan just absolutely needs to be traded or anything like that. Sochan's just not that good at this. And that's okay. The thing with Sochan is, I think that Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs franchise, and everywhere that Sochan has played thus far, overseas and with Baylor, is that he has been this Swiss Army knife, right? Swiss Army knife, sorry. I don't know what I said. Swiss Army knife. He has been this player that can do so many different things. You can have him as your sixth man. You can have him as back to the basket player. You can have him as a playmaker. You can have him bring the ball down the court. You can have he plays defense on guards at times. He can play great defense on small forwards. On occasion, he can play defense on bigs. Like, there's so many different things that he does, and this might be one of the things that he's just genuinely going to be bad at. Or he can improve it, but I don't think that if our expectations is that Sochan is going to end up being like a phenomenal point guard and he's going to find so many different things, this might be the thing that this might be the wall here. This might be not his ceiling necessarily, but this might be his wall, where it's like he's so skilled in so many different things. This might not be it. Sochan's a bust. Are you serious? Are you joking? Sochan's a bust? Are we joking right now? That's insane. That's an insane comment. Also, by the way, he hasn't even been running point guard. So, yeah. That's another thing, too. A lot of people have been saying that, well, Sochan's running point guard right now and it's terrible. It's like, no, he hasn't ran point guard in the past, week. Or a couple weeks, actually. But I think that's the problem right there. And even if you go back and you look at... Hold on. I'm going to put myself back here. That's me. Oh, gosh, I'm all over the place. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know if that's where I was at the beginning. I have no idea. Who cares? So if we go... Hold on. Here's something else. If we go and look at some of his passes from last season, it kind of reflects where he was passing the ball as well. That he was in that perimeter and it was either dump offs from cutters or it was guys around the perimeter. So you can see here, 402 of his passes were out to Trey Jones. And this could be anything, though, because Trey Jones was also running point guard quite often. So I kind of don't really care for this one as much. The ones I really do care about is Keldon Johnson, in which Keldon Johnson last season, as a whole, attempted 39 three-point field goal attempts that was passed from Jeremy Sochan. But a big chunk of these were, you can see 71, were 2 field goal attempts. It was cuts. Like, Sochan is really great when his back is at the basket and he can be a post-making playmaker. And that's just kind of what it comes down to. If we're looking at this year, who he's passed it to or who he's had to pass it to is completely different. You can see Zach Collins here, Keldon, Devin Vassell. Those are his top 3. And then Victor Wembanyama has gotten past the ball just as much as Devin. But yeah. I think the bigger problem of this whole thing isn't necessarily the fact that Sochan is like a terrible player overall. That's not true. He's not a terrible player overall. The big issue with Sochan right now is just that he is in a position that I don't think he's that good at. And I don't know how good he could be at it. It's definitely improved his vision quite a bit this season, but he's just uncomfortable. If you guys notice, and you can tell me this, chat, have you at least noticed this, okay? Have you noticed that when he comes down the court, if he's bringing the ball down the court, he's quickly turning his back to the basket? You ever notice that? Like, he's quickly protecting the ball, and now his vision is cut off. The only place he can pass it to is around the perimeter once again. Like, this is what he's used to. This is his thing. Have you noticed that? Yes, bro, he's a post player. Okay, you're just pissed off. Yeah. It's really hard to have conversations when people are this mad. See, this is what I'm saying. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's obvious. Then why is everyone saying that Sochan should be traded? If it's obvious, then why is maybe it's not that obvious. Maybe that's why I want to bring it up. Maybe it's not that obvious. Because every single person, I'm not hearing, oh, Sochan's not accustomed to this role, and maybe next season it'll be much better once you actually have a point guard. I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing get rid of Sochan. He's absolute trash. Get rid of him. He's garbage. That's what I'm hearing. So if it's that obvious and it's not that big, then why is everyone making it out to be like he's like the worst player ever? What does Jeremy excel in? Please tell me. I don't know. Go watch the Lakers game. I don't know. Go watch the Lakers game. Go look at LeBron's number. I don't know. I don't know what he excels at. I don't know. He's trash at everything. You're right. Sochan is a bust. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it's not that obvious. Maybe it's not that obvious. All I'm saying is what Sochan usually does, what he's accustomed to doing, is finding guys around the perimeter. And he's not the only one that's been bad at finding Wemby. Like, it's not just been him. It's been the whole team. They're not great at finding Wemby. So that's number one. That to find Wemby on those cuts, to find Wemby on those alley-oops, it takes a lot of anticipation. And you need people that have really good anticipation. Not every single person knows how to throw a lob. Not every single player knows how to throw an entry pass or a successful entry pass. And I feel like Sochan in particular has avoided doing it because the times in which he has done it, it's been turnovers. Just not every player is good at it. I feel like Zach Collins is pretty good at it. Wemby's good at it, which that doesn't help us that much. Other than that, I don't know. I haven't seen Trey Jones be great at entry passes. I haven't seen Sochan be great at it. I haven't seen anybody really be great at it. But I guess that's my bigger issue, right? Like, I'm totally fine. And I always come out and say, this player didn't play well, or, they could improve in this way or whatnot. But I'm optimistic towards the future because I'm like, yeah, we're still in the midst of a rebuild and we don't have a guard. We don't have a point guard. But man, I get so tired and sick of people coming on here and saying Sochan is trash, he's garbage, get rid of him, without any context to anything else. And none of these people were saying this last year. Sochan was the man last year. Everybody loved Jeremy Sochan. And he slips up in a new role that he's not accustomed to, and all of a sudden he's garbage. Get rid of him? What are we talking about? Wait, like what are we talking about? He's a sophomore. See, this is my thing too, Michael. Like what you said, Sochan needs to go back to being a 3-and-D player. He's not a point guard. He hasn't ran point guard. In the past 2 weeks, he hasn't ran point guard. And then you hear things where people say Trey Jones, he needs to be out there. He's the one. That's our success. That's where the success come from. And then the one game that we win, Trey Jones didn't even play. Sochan wasn't running point guard that game. No one's been running point guard. Malachi Branham, for the most part, has been running the point guard position, and not really. We don't have a point guard. That's my thing. That's my issue. Ruru, he's playing like garbage. Dude is a pro. Stop the madness. How did Keldon play today, Ruru? I mean, you're very venomous when it comes to Sochan. Explain his play against Bucks. Wemby didn't even play. That's fine. How did Keldon play today? Gosh, it's just so frustrating. I'm sorry to get so angry, dude, but it's just like these are very young players. Like very young players. I don't get it. I can't fathom going as far as to say trade a specific player in their second year when all this context is behind it. It's not like Sochan has like been controversial for the team, or there's some issues going on, or he's battling with the coaches, or like it's for you to just say trade this player. It has to be some real extreme situation for me to say that in their second year. You don't just trade a lottery pick after a season. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. And if it is that obvious, if it is as obvious as, oh no, we all know that he's a post playmaker clan, like it's that simple. Like we all know that. It's nothing crazy. What are you talking about? Well, if it is that simple, then why is everyone saying get rid of him? If we all understand that, oh, he just needs to be in this position. I'm not hearing a lot of people say, oh, once he goes to his natural position next season, we'll be much better. I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing he's trash, he's garbage, he's actively avoiding Victor. When what I'm seeing is he's not actively avoiding them. He's literally not seeing them because he's not used to it. And he ain't the only one. If to me, if you say trade Sochan this quickly, yes, just trade everybody. Like what why not? Everyone's bad. Just trade everybody. Zach, Keldon, all of them. They can all just go, right? Like it's silly. And people treat in like Keldon, and that's the thing. It's like, well, we don't have anything negative to say about Keldon. He's Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson is in his what, fifth year? Hold on, what year is Keldon Johnson in? Came in 2019, right? He's in his fifth year. Keldon Johnson in his fifth year. Was there that many people saying trade Keldon Johnson in his second year? Was it that many? I mean, you literally got Sochan on the toughest matchup every single night. 4 years? Well, he's in his fifth year. Yeah, he's in his fifth year. See, he's literally in his fifth year. Keldon Johnson has never been asked to do anything else than what he is. He has not been asked to do anything else than what he is. This season, maybe we could say it's been a little bit different. Like, okay, more passer. But somebody like Sochan, where his entire basketball career, he has been put in different situations. And he's adjusted well. This is the one time that he hasn't adjusted well, and everybody's willing to give up on him. But with Keldon Johnson, he's been just Keldon. This is who he's been. He's just been Keldon Johnson. Hasn't had to change too much about the type of player that he is. And nobody, I don't recall anybody in his second year saying get rid of Keldon. It's not like Keldon was just like phenomenal. Like he slipped up. He made mistakes. I just can't believe how quick people are to get rid of somebody. I hate it too. I hate the Keldon and Sochan trade requesting. I hate it too. I hate all of it. If we're talking, hey, what makes the team better or whatever, or what could we do? I understand the Devontae Graham. It's like, okay, we're not really utilizing that much. You want to trade Devontae Graham? Hey, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I like OJ the Juice Man. All right. Okay. But I mean, when we just start saying, I mean, even a veteran, if you're like, well, McDermott, we can get rid of him and try to get another vet, or we can try to get a second round pick, a couple second round picks out. Okay. I'm with it. I understand. But when you just like flat out say this sophomore, get rid of him, he's trash. Like, screw you, dude. Give it some time. Oh my God. Impatient. Make Mr. Freeze the point guard. He's been running point guard more than anybody, really. My good God. Just frustrating. Just frustrating.